How do? Right, it's a good day today. I've actually finally managed to find my 16 amp plug. So I'm going to put this on the plasma cutter, and then that means I can actually run it at full power. So, shocking. Right, let's get that done, and then let's see if I can cut out some circles. Yeah, you forget how angry a plasma cutter is. So it's good and it works because I cut most of the circle out without even attaching the earth clamp. So yeah, so it was a little bit grotty here and there. Technique's a bit off, but yeah. So I'll just take the outside bits off, and then I'll clean it up and I'll start cutting the cogs in. Right, now it's not a cog I particularly want to put in a machine, but it's pretty much there. So I think I'll just tidy up some of the scratchy bits. I'll put some rust converter on, and then I'll stick a coat of paint on, and I need to get some little chain links on as well, so I'll do that. And I don't know what order I'll do it in, but so rust converter, paint, but I think I'll weld the little chain links on first. Yeah, do that. Right, the only chain I could find was galvanized, so screw that. But these links were left over from when I made the blacksmith sign from Skyrim. So I think they just need opening up a tiny little bit more so I can fit the chain links through, which I'll do in a minute. And while I'm doing that, I'll get the rust converter on. Right, let us commence with the spaffing of the rust converter. Right, that's not quite there, so I shall spaff in the ring, just. There you go, one side. And let's recommence with the spaffing. We've got a dodgy hole there, so no, not quite. It was just as spaffed, I thought, anyway. Did you see what I did there? There you go. That's a bit better. Right. we'll let that develop its suntan. Hang on, I've missed a bit of the ring. Right, that'll do. So I shall let that dry off, say, and sort its suntan out, and then I'll move on to the next bit and do a bit of a test fit and then get it painted. Right, just done some little shitty tack welds on for now, just to see what it looks like. So I'm going to take this out to the truck, and I'll take me head with us as well. I'll sit them over the spare, see what it looks like. Right, it's nearly there. Yeah, I think the shoulders could do with straightening up, but hold on, let there be light, and there's not much more light. So I think I would still like them to be fairly vertical, so if that's the case, I think I can I'll cut those crappy tack welds off, and I think, yeah, I've only got a little bit of space each side, can you see, just to widen it a little bit, and then I'll have, careful, don't drop the phone, and then I'll have the chain going around, and then the adeptus mechanicus medallion sort of dangling down. So yeah, but you see where I'm going with it. Right, let's get back in amongst it. Right, I've got it all welded up. I've welded just an extra brace across the back, just to keep it in place and looking straight. I've got solid welds there both sides now. So what I'm going to do is continue me spaff frenzy. And right, let's see if I can get spaff into the little tight crack there. Giggity. Right, this is dead exciting, so I'll stick you on pause and then I'll show you what it looks like post spaff. Right, there you go. I have spaffed the good spaff and given it copious amounts of spaffing. So my internal spaff mission is complete. Spaff. Right, that's pretty much done for now. I'm going to start on the next bit of the helmet. Was the bits that were on the top, so give me sort of top ridgy thing on top. Did I say it was on top? Right, I'll do that, and then I'll think about how I'm going to do the sort of face piece. So I'll fire the forge up and just sort of boil myself to death, because I think it's already about 25 degrees outside. So yeah, just think of the weight I'll lose. Right, I forgot to record a bit, but I've getting these bits shaped, and what I'm going to do is burn my fingers. So I'm going to just lift these up a bit, if you can see, weld them together so you've just got that little bit higher, well, thing. I can't think of the words, it's just too busy trying not to burn my fingers. So yeah, I'll stick a weld across there, I'll fill them in, see what it looks like when it's on, and then weld it in place. Right, while I'm waiting for the bit of metal to heat up again, we'll do a little unboxing session. There, being defeated by some parcel tape. Win. Right, progress. And oh, let's hide that. Oh, wasn't that sweet? They've even put a little bow on for us. Oh, look at that. Now that is a sexy clutch plate. Ooh, shiny. Right, we'll get that stuck in the engine eventually. So, well, thanks to what was it, Haflinger Technic, for wrapping that up in a bonny little bow for us. Right, let's get stuck back in, get some more work done. Right, that's looking a bit more like it. I can still feel the heat of it there, so I'm definitely not touching it. So what I think I need to do, possibly squash it down a bit more, because I want to lift it up a bit like that. Yeah, a little bit more squashy. Right, and then I'll stick it in place. Right, that's squashed down a bit more. Can I get in with one hand? So yeah, I'm going to have it sitting up a little bit proud, and then I'll weld that in place. I'm just guessing because I can't see the screen, so I hope you can see it. So yeah, that's going to sit up a little bit higher, weld it in place, and then start working on the face. Right. Plasma cutter came in handy again, so that's alright. I still need a bit more practice with it, I think. So this is going to fit on more or less like so. I'm going to drill the those grooves out, and then I'm going to bend it round, and then I'll see what I'm going to do next. But it's yeah, going to drill the holes, then have a cup of tea and a sandwich, and then get stuck in again. There you go, bit more progress. So that sits on there quite nicely, even though you can't see with my hand in the way. That's just taken me up to cup of tea time and sandwich time. And then when I come back out, I'll well, see if I can clean that up and, well, do a bit more. Right, have my sandwich and cup of tea. So I've just put a bit of colour on here and there just to see how it looks. yeah, because I want it to look black underneath the little grooves, which it does. So if I work out exactly what height I want the face plate, then I can start painting in the eyes. Except I don't yet, because I've still got the tubes around the side to put on. Right, that's starting to look like something. Get in. Right, let's see if I can get those bits on. Right, found this in my random stash of lots of random things. Generally, if you try and bend stuff that's hollow, it just sort of collapses. I'm going to see if I can just do it extremely gradually and then bash it back into shape. So yeah, it's not going to cost us anything other than a bit of gas and bad language. So right, let's see how this comes out. Right, while that bit pipe's heating up, the Adeptus Mechanicus sign is matured nicely, so stick a bit of colour on. Doesn't have to be perfect on that side because that's the back. Would be nice to have it perfect though. Hold on. Yes, you can see I am extremely organised again. Right. Right, that shouldn't take long to dry off in this heat because it's even hotter outside now, and that's blasting. So yeah, slowly, even though I'm drinking, I'm still dehydrating. So right, we'll let that dry off while this pipe heats up and then see what it looks like in a bit. There you go, one bent tube. So if I size up, there you go, that's pretty much there. So I'm just letting that cool down. So yeah, it was just a case, heat it up, get it in there, lever it over. What does help keep its shape is just use a big round bar. Is the lever, so you get plenty leverage, but because it's round, it actually just helps it keep its shape. So it does misshape a bit, but you know, just whack it back round with a what do you call them again, a hammer, and then just keep doing that, and then it does what you want it to. So the magic of blacksmithing. So right, I'll let that cool down. I was going to do something else in a minute, which I can't remember what it was, but I'll remember in a minute. Oh yes, yeah, once I actually get the little bits of pipe on there, there was some extra little bits to fit down the way. Look a bit like sideburns, if I remember rightly. So I'll have a look at the picture of the helmet and then see if I can find some bits of metal that'll do the job. Right, made a bit more progress. So I've got the those bits on. I've just sort of cut some grooves in with a grinder. Just welded, well, some flat bits on. I need to straighten that up because that's crap, but that's welded on, the face bit, they're welded on. I think that's actually it for the head. I think all I need to do now is put a coat of blue paint on, paint his eyes in, and then give him a bit of a sort of a brow come frown thing, just to make his eyes stand out a bit more. But hi, fancy that. It actually starts to look like something. Get in. Right, so if I get this painted as well, then yeah, then it'll look like something even more. In fact, I don't know if I'll get the skull painted on that tonight. In fact, I'm fairly sure I won't, just because. I'll do that tomorrow, and then I'll fit it in place. So I think, yeah, this is going to be a three-parter. So I'll get a bit more work done. I'll show you the paint work, and then I'll show you it all in place. Right, well, that bloody can was developed prostate trouble because it was just splooging and dribbling everywhere. So yeah, that looks pretty messy. So it's went everywhere. So I'd probably put a quarter of the can either on my hand, on my glove, over the can, and not where I want it to go. But I'll persevere. Right, clever me only bought one can of that blue paint. So I'm not going to get much else done tonight. That's annoying, but never mind. Didn't want to do a good job anyway. Right, I need to get this all painted properly before I paint these bits black. And if I've got any, those little bits I'll highlight with a bit of chrome or silver paint or white paint, something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna definitely finish this tomorrow. What I think I'll do is I'll cheat, and because I've got no freehand artistic talent at all, I'll print out the skull that size, I'll trace it in, and then paint that in. So I'll do it you know, painting by numbers style. That'll work. And while this has sort of got its sort of iron brew vibe, I don't want it to have the iron brew vibe just yet. So I'll get some more paint tomorrow, get this finished off. I've got me shimmering gold for these bits all the way around. Yeah, so I'll definitely have it all done and fitted in place tomorrow, and I'll show off then. Oh, I thought I heard a noise. Hello. Something, you want some dinner? Alright, I'll take a hint. Dinner? Right, dinner time. Right, dinner time. I'll see you tomorrow. That is a pretty clutch actually. I'll get that fitted soon.